fall.
With more NCIS.
NCIS returns, part of CBS Premiere Week.
It's Mike Coulter.
And Rachel Keller.
Our show is about a small law firm taking on Silicon Valley tech companies. Cupertino, coming this CBS fall.
Clear skies overnight, leaving lots of sunshine on the way for your Wednesday. Upper 70s and lower 80s for most of the Upper Peninsula. Those details are next.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, Delta County voters have a big decision coming up: renew a millage for solid waste management or face higher fees. Plus, more details on how Michigan lawmakers are trying to improve the state's housing situation. We'll hear from State Representative Carl Bonak. And recordings are released that show Biden discussing his handling of classified documents. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Welcome in. A first look at your forecast. Things are very quiet in the overnight, clearing skies, which means it will be a bit cooler. So if you're headed out very early tomorrow morning, temperatures will be into the 60s, but then we quickly warm things up. Clear skies overnight means lots of sunshine for specifically tomorrow. So we'll have the upper 70s and lower 80s for most of the Upper Peninsula. So it's nice to see rain free for your Wednesday. We'll continue that for just a little bit longer. I'll let you know when I'm tracking that next rain system in just a few minutes.
Sounds good, Kelly. Thank you very much. On August 4th, Delta County voters will see a millage renewal for solid waste management on their ballots. Our Escanaba Bureau reporter Lily Simmons tells us what that millage currently funds and what would happen if it's not renewed.
In addition to landfill services, the Delta Solid Waste Management Authority offers a variety of recycling options.
Paper, plastic, and cardboard products. We also offer composting. So all of our recycling programs are currently free of charge to all Delta County residents.
According to Administrative Manager Jessica Ketchum, the authority's recycling program has kept more than 58,000 tons of waste out of the landfill since 1992. And since 1998, its household hazardous waste disposal program has saved the landfill for more than 270,000 tons of materials.
Paint cans, used oil, solvents, light bulbs, batteries. Now there are other areas in the UP where there is limited access to household hazardous waste programs, but they only offer a few hours once or twice a month, where ours is available all day long, every day.
For the last decade, that work has been funded by a rate of 0.3 mils, and voters have the option to renew the millage for another 10 years.
That would be at 0.297 mils, so it's actually a sliver less than it has been. Looking at a home with a value of $100,000, you're looking at $29.70 a year. Break it down, it's less than a cup of coffee a month to be able to have these programs available.
If the millage is not renewed, Ketchum says the authority would need to raise rates by about $10 per ton to keep its current programs going.
That would not just affect people who are coming directly into the landfill, also all of our carriers that transport garbage for the customers. They would need to adjust their rates to compensate for the change in rates, so that would be passed on to their clients as well.
Ketchum says renewing this millage and keeping these services affordable would benefit the landfill, customers, and the environment.
We're able to put things into the recycling program so they're able to be reused, keep the earth greener and cleaner, and also extend the use of that landfill so that we are able to keep the longevity of that as well.
Reporting in Escanaba, Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News.
Early voting for the August primary opened on July 25th and will remain available until just before August 4th. Early voting concludes August 2nd, with in-person voting taking place from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. on voting day. The Marquette County Clerk expects to see an increase in absentee ballots this year, a product of an increased awareness effort by the office to all citizens of the county.
I did in Marquette County is I have 6 different areas, polling locations, because we have such a large land mass. So we have a pretty decent amount of spots to go. However, they're correlated with where you're actually registered to vote.
With just 1 week until the primary, over 832,000 residents in Michigan have already cast their ballot. A new law is taking aim at Michigan's housing shortage by limiting how many single-family homes some large investment companies can own. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy explains why supporters say it could help more families buy a home.
Finding a home has become more and more difficult for many Michigan families. State Representative Carl Bonak says one reason is that large investment companies have been buying up single-family homes, reducing the number available for people who want to live in them.
It was House Bill 6074, which would prohibit large investors from owning more than 100 units.
The new law targets only the largest companies. It applies to companies worth at least $375 million that own more than 100 single-family homes in Michigan. If they buy more than the law allows, they could face fines of up to $25,000 for each purchase. Bonak says the goal is to keep more homes available for families.
I've seen a lot of support. In fact, I was down in Grand Rapids a week ago as the governor signed this bill, and it's received bipartisan support.
Not everyone believes the law will have a big impact. A nonpartisan analysis says some lawmakers worry large investors could get around the rules by creating new companies. Others argue these large investors don't own enough homes in Michigan for the law to make much of a difference.
I've been in Baraga, Lance area, and there's a shortage of single-family homes. So any sort of progress that we see would be success.
Bonak says this bill won't solve the housing shortage on its own, but he calls it one step toward making more homes available for UP families. He says lawmakers will continue looking at other housing solutions when they return to Lansing this fall. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
Now to high-stakes meetings in Washington over the future of two wars. President Trump meeting Ukraine's President Zelensky, and for the first time since the start of the Iran war, a face-to-face with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Here's Nancy Cordes.
A pair of high-stakes meetings today about the two wars President Trump can't seem to end. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was here to discuss the war with Iran, which hit the 5-month mark today. Netanyahu declared it one of the best conversations he's had with Trump. But before the meeting, Trump expressed irritation when asked about Netanyahu's claims that the Iranians are reconstituting their nuclear program, deep below what the U.S. has dubbed Pickaxe Mountain.
I don't need Bibi to tell me that. Bibi's telling me that because he wants me to stay involved.
It was the late Senator Lindsey Graham's funeral that brought both Netanyahu and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to D.C. Lines between the Iran war and Russia's war on Ukraine have begun to blur, with Zelensky warning Trump that the Russians are sharing intelligence with Iran that puts U.S. service members at risk. So far, Trump has rejected that assessment, saying this about the Russians late last week.
I trust them. I don't think they'd want to have me disappointed.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth disagrees. He says Russia is enabling Iran in some ways. President Trump says he'll ask Russian President Vladimir Putin about that the next time they speak.
For the first time, we're hearing former President Joe Biden discuss classified documents in his possession before he was elected in 2020. Newly released recordings offer a revealing look at the former president as he worked on a memoir. Weijia Zhang reports.
Some of this may be classified, so be careful.
The newly released audio recordings reveal that in 2016 and 2017, as then former Vice President Biden was writing a memoir, he told his ghostwriter Mark Zwanitzer on several occasions that he had classified documents in his possession. Biden said this in reference to volumes of notes he kept in his home.
I just found all the classified stuff downstairs.
Biden would later publicly criticize President Trump for his handling of classified material after classified documents were discovered at Mar-a-Lago.
How that could possibly happen, how anyone could be that irresponsible.
The Biden tapes were first referenced by special counsel Robert Hur in a 2024 report that summarized Hur's investigation of Biden's handling of classified materials after classified documents were found in Biden's home and private office. As part of the probe, Hur interviewed Biden in 2022 and ultimately did not recommend charges, in part arguing the jury would not convict, likely viewing Biden as, quote, a sympathetic, well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory. Hur described Biden in these older audio recordings as exhibiting, quote, diminished faculties.
Was I going to ask you something else? Oh, gosh. I can't think what it is.
President Biden had previously denied sharing classified information. A spokesman tells CBS News, quote, President Biden's conversations for a book a decade ago that discussed his late son are private and were provided to the Department of Justice on the express condition that they stay that way. The statement goes on to say that reversing course and making them public is just the latest example of this administration weaponizing the DOJ for political retribution.
Kelly Rowland has your first warning weather forecast when we come back. Plus, storms hit the Midwest, including tornadoes near Green Bay. And the FDA approves a new treatment for melanoma. We'll have those details as well when we come back.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Live outside Marquette County? Recycle 906 is worth the drive. We accept cans, cardboard, plastics, and more. Bring it in. Keep the Upper Peninsula clean. See what we accept at recycle906.com.
Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan.
Join the Women's Federated Clubhouse as they honor early women's clubs. For 100 years, this remarkable organization has helped shape our community. Now you're invited to celebrate that legacy. Join them July 31st and August 1st for an unforgettable centennial featuring a silent film, elegant high tea, live piano, an exquisite silent auction, local history, and more. Discover the stories that built Marquette. Reserve your tickets today at womensfederatedclubhouse.org.
Here's your WZMQ CBS This is Home Community Calendar.
The average cost of mesothelioma treatment can exceed $400,000. Families often face losing their homes or life savings just to pay the bills. If you or a loved one worked in these industries and were diagnosed with mesothelioma, you may be entitled to compensation to protect your family. At Rights and Claims, we've helped families recover over $1 billion to cover medical costs, lost wages, and more. Let us help you secure their future with the compensation you deserve. Call 800-971-5781.
Sophia Murphy reports at 6 and 11 on WZMQ 19 News. Now, from the 19 News Forecast Center, this is WZMQ 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
And welcome back. We are going to continue to see some seasonal and even some warmer than average temperatures, but it's not going to last very long. I am tracking a rain system that will knock our temperatures down quite a bit. So enjoy these temperatures now and over the next few days-ish, because 75 or even those seasonal 76-degree temperatures, it's going to be a bit of a struggle come the weekend, but at least we stay rain-free. That's one of the things that is very nice about the next few days. We get lots of sunshine, minimal rain, so it allows those temperatures to get back to that seasonal range. But then once we get to Thursday night, probably Thursday evening, going into Thursday night, Friday morning, that's when I'm going to be tracking that next rain system for you. So before then, things will be clear. The overnight tonight, very clear skies, which means any of that warmth that we saw today is going to escape because that cloud cover does help to keep in that heat for the day. So it's going to be cooler, especially if you head out for the morning commute or even before the sun comes up. So just know that it is going to get warmer even even by lunchtime, we'll get back to the upper 70s, lower 80s for most of the day. And that's very seasonal for us, especially down to the southern UP. It'll be close to that mid 80s range for us. Wednesday night still going to be clear. We'll see that cloud cover starting to advance during the afternoon on your Thursday in anticipation for that next rain system, which is Thursday night going into Friday. Now the timing may vary slightly on this, but I do know that Friday is going to be significantly different in terms of temperatures and rainy conditions as compared to what we have on the way for tomorrow. Also improvements on the visibility. We saw some patchy fog this morning, so there really is not a big issue for that for tomorrow morning. You don't necessarily need to leave a few extra minutes ahead of time for visibility issues, maybe a little bit into the Munising and Newberry areas. And then the winds are also going to be nice and calm. They are shifting around a bunch, so that does help for, it doesn't allow a lot of that speed to be gained by the winds if they're shifting around a lot. So we're going to see those wind speeds basically at 10 miles per hour or less for the majority of the week. And again, it's really not until this system on Thursday night going into Friday that some of those things will just shake things up all the way around. So just also remember that we do have that full moon, so you could look tonight and tomorrow night, because technically the peak is during the morning time, but obviously you wouldn't be able to see it. So try to see the buck moon. You have a really good chance of seeing it tonight because of the clear skies, and we'll probably have the same conditions for the following night. And then the next full moon on the way for us is the sturgeon moon, which is August 28th. So lots to think about, but just know not a lot is going to change for tomorrow and Thursday. We'll get the sunshine and those seasonal temperatures. Really nice for Thursday. That's your day for the rest of the week to get things done outside, and it's a true summer day. But then Friday, we're cooler and rainy. It does take the entire weekend to really try to rebound those temperatures. We start off this upcoming Monday, though, basically right back to where we are today with sunshine and temperatures into the lower 80s.
Kelly, thank you again. A string of tornadoes touched down in parts of the Midwest yesterday. This is what it looked like as an extremely dangerous tornado brought down power lines in Appleton, Wisconsin yesterday, southwest of Green Bay. The storm tossed cars on their roofs and tore apart homes. The tornado, packing more than 110-mile-an-hour winds, also heavily damaged a distribution center.
I thought, to be honest, I still in shock. Like, this is traumatizing. I feel like we should have died, but we didn't.
The damage was just as extensive in Illinois near the Chicago area. One contractor was rescued from a storm sewer in the village of Downers Grove, and another is still missing. A newly FDA-approved treatment for advanced melanoma is giving cancer patients new hope. TIL therapy uses an individual's own tumor to help fight the disease. Natalie Bryan introduces us to a patient who benefited from the therapy.
I never had a skin lesion.
Mary Hilton says it was a routine mammogram that led to her diagnosis of metastatic melanoma.
They found some lymph nodes that looked enlarged, and so they did a biopsy. We were expecting it to come back as breast cancer, but it came back as melanoma.
Despite surgery and immunotherapy treatment, the cancer progressed to stage 4. That's when she was referred to Dr. Jeffrey Gibney of MedStar Georgetown University Hospital.
You are a pioneer.
A groundbreaking new treatment called tumor-infiltrating lymphocyte, or TIL therapy, just received FDA approval for patients with advanced melanoma. Doctors harvest a patient's own T cells from a tumor, then grow the cancer-fighting cells from the thousands to the billions.
Those T cells already know how to recognize and attack the cancer. We're just expanding them from a small number to a much larger number.
It's a process that typically takes just a few weeks, with results Hilton couldn't believe.
It's truly amazing. Yeah, I mean, the fact that there was cancer there and it's just gone is pretty impressive.
Dr. Gibney says the hope is to apply the groundbreaking treatment to fight other cancers as well.
We think the sky is the limit for this type of therapy. If we continue the research and development, in theory, we can further optimize this approach for not just melanoma, but for other tumors where we really see dramatic results and improvement in outcomes.
A therapy that has given this mother of 2 a new lease on life.
I can make decisions now that see a future with me as a part of it versus having to try to prepare for me not to be a part of it.
She's now looking forward to graduations and other milestones still to come.
Still to come on your 19 News, more details on the collaboration between UP farmers and MSU researchers as they work to develop more efficient agriculture practices. We'll be right back.
Let's dance on the Jennifer Hudson Show. Alfonso Ribeiro shows us how to pop it.
That I can do, but if you get me on the ground and I try to break dance, I'm gonna break my neck.
And
you pull everything together.
our man Carlos is back to break it down. You still feel it, don't you?
It's not me, Jenny, it is my body.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 4 on WZMQ CBS. Followed by The Kelly Clarkson Show at 5 and 19 News at 6.
My moderate to severe Crohn's symptoms kept me out of the picture. Skyrizi helps people feel significant symptom relief as early as 4 weeks and can help with remission at 12 weeks, 1 year, and at 4 years.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's.
Control is everything.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi.
We started back in 1913. Grandfather would go from door to door on a cart selling dry goods. It's great seeing people actually come in saying, you know, my grandfather waited on you. We offer a wide selection of lazy-boy recliners, Smith Brothers Amish furniture. We also offer a wide selection of appliances, all with free delivery, and we'll set it up where you'd like. Being able to help the customer and satisfy what they're looking for in their house, making it the place that they want to be, has been one of the most rewarding things.
This is extreme crime.
To catch him, they'll use every trick in the book.
We were operating against ghosts, and ghosts are tough to find.
Top investigators and police use the latest forensic science to uncover the truth and solve real cases. The devil is always in the details. Forensic Factor.
You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. 3 farms around the Chatham area are sharing their experiences in regenerative agriculture during a free conservation event this week. WZMQ's Andrew Hands has more.
Soil Life is Farm Life is a 2-day event created by the Alger and Delta Conservation Districts and MSU Research Extension, combining input from 3 Upper Peninsula farms to showcase the use of natural upkeep methods, including at Upper Country Farms of Even Junction. Today's portion included informational tours of the farms, allowing for participants, being market vendors and local growers, to see firsthand how these methods have provided benefit to their output.
We're very big on regenerative farming and keeping the soil healthy. I think it's very important to educate other people because there's so much wrong information out there. It's important for people to come out and see what can actually be done when we're not using any sort of chemicals.
Next to its benefits, the environment also brings its own obstacles. Guzman says recent storms have interrupted certain growth in things like her carrots, but with these methods, that regeneration keeps an even cycle.
We've dealt with a lot of ups and downs in production, more because of what's going on in the environment than what's happening, in the soil. But the plants come back healthy from all of these things because they have what they need in the soil. And by allowing the soil to do what it does naturally, we're not creating more problems than we're fixing.
A main goal for the event all comes down to collaboration. With opportunities to network and share strengths and weaknesses, ideas are bound to be brought home to other farms around the UP.
Everybody works together, everybody's sharing information very openly. We have to support each other and we have to be willing to share even the hard details, like financially, is it even a possibility, which I think a lot of small farms struggle with.
The event will continue tomorrow with presentations from soil health researchers and MDART officials at the MSU Extension Farms. In Even Junction, Andrew Hands, WZMQ 19 News.
First responders put their lives on the line every day, driven by a sense of duty, not recognition. But this selfless hero in Missouri ended up in the spotlight as First Responder of the Year. Karen Shepard is a deputy chief for the Pattonsburg Volunteer Fire Protection and Rescue District. She earned the award in a contest sponsored by the National Association of Convenience Stores Foundation to honor first responders. The 26-year veteran estimates she's been dispatched more than 4,000 emergency calls in her call to serve.
It's just gratifying to me to know that I can go out and help somebody in need when it's possibly their worst day that they're having. I feel honored. I can't thank the community enough for their support.
In addition to a debt of gratitude for her bravery, Shepard received a $500 gift card and free gas for a year. Gen Z grew up glued to smartphones, but a growing number are choosing to disconnect. They're ditching social media and, in some cases, their smartphones altogether. Maya Blackstone explains the growing trend of using dumb phones.
The second that my iPhone was gone, it was just like heaven on earth.
Kendall Shroy traded her smartphone for a flip phone through Dumbco, a startup that sells flip phones with practical apps like Uber and Spotify, but no social media.
Young people, because we grew up on these platforms, it's very hard for us to imagine a life where we're not addicted to it, because that has been the norm our entire existence.
And the research backs that up. Pediatrician Jason Nagata studies social media's impact.
Features of the design can lead to symptoms similar to substance-related addictions, which can include impaired control, withdrawal, tolerance, and relapse.
Shroy says she spent years trying to quit her smartphone.
I needed that extreme measure, like to physically not be able to access social media in order to realize that I actually preferred life without it.
Shroy showed me how the dumb phone works, and I gave it a spin for a weekend. I needed to ask a stranger for directions twice, and by Sunday I felt bored.
Shroy says life is harder without a smartphone, and she uses a notebook to write directions and jot down her thoughts.
If you feel like you want to change your relationship with technology, you can. It really opens up your mind.
Dr. Nagata says research also points to tangible benefits.
In the long term, many do notice improvement in sleep, better concentration, less overall stress.
For those not ready to quit cold turkey, Dr. Nagata recommends starting small. Put your smartphone in another room at night and plan phone-free activities.
Dumbco is one of many companies offering social media free phones. The startup now has more than 1,000 monthly users. Singer Taylor Swift is back in the headlines after scoring multiple Emmy nominations, plus U2 is out with new music. Gwen Bumgarner has tonight's entertainment headlines.
What a week for pop star Taylor Swift. In addition to her nuptials, her concert film just scored 5 Emmy nominations. The nods are for Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, The Final Show. Swift previously won an Emmy in 2015. Medical drama The Pit leads with 25 nominations, followed by Hacks with 24, setting the record for most nominations in a single year for a comedy series. Irish rock band U2 is still going strong. The band just released the song Street of Dreams, part of their first album in 9 years. The music video was shot in Mexico City. The album comes out later this year. September marks 50 years since U2 was formed, as they show no signs of slowing down. The same can be said for musician Ringo Starr, who turned 86 this week with celebrations in Southern California. The former Beatle just announced an additional tour leg and says he has no interest in retiring yet.
And I've been calling the last tour since 2021. And my kids are fed up with me now. So no, that's it, I'm not going out anymore. Oh, Dad, you said that last year. And I'm out again.
Tickets for his fall tour go on sale tomorrow.
Now don't go anywhere. Kelly Rowland has our final look at weather when we come back.
"19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Have you ever been nervous to buy a car? At John Zotto, we make getting a new car easy. Even if you don't know much about cars, we handpick every vehicle on our lot with an amazing warranty. And John Zotto is still here to help you after you buy your car. We've moved! Now we can service your car and detail it so it's super clean.
For the best pre-owned cars, the best service, and the best detailing,
come see it for yourself at John's Auto Marquette.
Data Center developers fund John James' campaign, and Data Center's AI powers John James' mandated automobile kill switches. When confronted on that, James responded with the race card.
I knew when you were born, black people could still be bought and sold in this country.
Typical liberal. James has already lost twice statewide, even giving up early to Gary Peters.
Congratulations, sir.
Perry Johnson owes special interests nothing, and only Perry can win.
The Shortlist, a countdown show that's all sports. See the greatest names and the greatest games in all sports. Sports fans love it, and you will too. That's The Shortlist, only from SSN, the Cindy Sports Network.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
Andersen brand products are #1 in quality, and the Window Store is your local Andersen expert for installation and service of all Andersen windows and doors. From showroom to your home. Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store. Andersen is the #1 trusted window and door brand. The Window Store is the Upper Peninsula's clear choice for windows and doors. Now that's a perfect fit. From showroom to your home, Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store.
And a final check of your forecast. A nice true summer day on the way for your Wednesday, which is really nice considering that's what we should be feeling. And it's also the end of summer. Hard to believe that Saturday is already August 1st, so make sure to soak up all the sunshine that you can get, and we'll be having plenty of it for your Wednesday. Sunshine all day. We'll have those temperatures raised to the lower 80s, even mid to upper 80s for places like Iron Mountain and even out to Iron River and Ironwood. The rain is not going to be an issue for tomorrow, nor will it be on Thursday. It's not really until Thursday evening into Friday that we'll start to see that next rainmaker move into the area. But when that does, it is going to drop our temperatures pretty significantly. So enjoy the lower and mid 80s that we have for your Wednesday and Thursday. We'll get knocked down to the lower 70s, maybe even upper 60s for the weekend, I know, but make sure to tune in tomorrow for the latest look at your forecast and how things are looking for the start of August.
Will do. Kelly, thank you again. Now to our final story tonight. A squirrel invaded the field at the Orioles-Tigers game last night and made itself a little too comfortable, hanging out by O's third base coach, Buck Britton, who threw a seed at the squirrel. They made a run for it and had multiple people chase him away so that the Orioles and Tigers could do what everybody paid to see, play baseball. A dove also stopped by as well to make the zoo complete. Now, those animals must have been the key to Baltimore's success since they did win last night. However, in tonight's game, the Tigers turned it around and managed to secure the victory by a score of 14-0. Eduardo Valencia led the way with 4 hits and 2 home runs. And that is all the time we have for right now, everyone. We'll have more headlines coming your way tomorrow at 6/5 Central. We'll see you then, and have a great night.
Shop hundreds of Lazy Boys at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Kick back in comfort in an industry-leading recliner. Choose from all fabrics, colors, and sizes with prices starting as low as $4.99 plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture in Houghton today.
Since 1949, Clyde's Drive-In has stayed true. Fresh off the grill burgers, hot fries, real shakes, and that drive-in feel that never